Hello, 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 everyone. How are you? Hope you're having a fantastic day, and may peace be upon you. Thank you for watching my show. Yes, Dr. Izdihar Jamil, and today is a really special day because today is my book launch of Money Makers, which I'm so excited. It's my first solo book. I've always been into collaboration anthology book. So this is my solo book. It's another baby of mine, Money Makers, available today on Amazon for just 99 cents. So if you haven't got a copy, go and grab a copy. Give me a snapshot of your copy, and then I'll give you a shout out on social media for the first 5 people that drop a comment today. So I wanted to do this quick show to kind of, first of all, celebrate each and every one of you, and for you to join me in my celebration of having money makers. And also I wanted to share with you the #1 hack that you can use to make money in your business. I think I'm just going to sit down for a little bit. There we go. So I'm just going to be sharing with you the #1 hack that you can use to make money in your business. The #1 hack for you to be a money maker. How exciting is that? And this book, I'm just gonna check if I actually went live on social media, on Facebook. So this book I wrote when I was about 8 months pregnant with my youngest son. So when I was 8 months pregnant, I've always had this idea in me about how to make money in business without a big following or without paid advertising. That's how I grow my business. I've always had the idea. I've been coaching for almost 20 years. I've been in business for many years. And come to the point when I was 8 months pregnant was the time was like, you know what? I want to write this book. Okay, I want to write this book. So I'm like, okay then. But at that time, I was 8 months pregnant. I was tired. I couldn't sit for long. My back was hurting. I have to pee every 10 minutes. So it wasn't really an ideal time for me to be writing a book. But this desire, this burning desire that I've always had, keep on coming up. So I figured out a way on how I can write my knowledge, my heart, my wisdom, my knowledge, the things I've collected for over almost 20 years of being a coach and for many other years on being an entrepreneur. I'm like, how can I write it that is quick, that is fast, but it also has high value? Because last thing I want is, I have it to be quick because before baby munchkin comes along. So I needed to figure out a new method. So I literally crack the code when I write Money Makers within 72 hours. I literally wrote Money Makers in 72 hours. And it wasn't a traditional way of writing because I couldn't sit for long. My back was hurting. I was 8 months pregnant. I have to pee every 10 minutes. So I developed a new rapid system for me to write that book because, baby munchkin is going to come along very soon. So which I'm really thankful. I'm really grateful for the ability to crack the code. This book has been the making for almost 20 years, Money Makers, my knowledge, my wisdom of, I think even more than that, right from the moment when I was young, my grandma is very entrepreneurship. My grandmama is very entrepreneurship. So I've always, from a young age, I've collected these tips on running a business from at a very young age. So this is like 20-30 years in the making, this book. And I'm so thankful that I was given the ability to crack the code and write it within 72 hours. So I want to share with you the one simple hack, the one hack that you can use to be a money maker in your business. And it really is like a lot of people bombard things with unnecessary things. You have to have a website, you have to have a funnel, you have to have you have to make pay thousands of dollars in paid advertising. You have to have a big following. You have to have this and this and this and this. So many things even before you make money in your business. And I think that is absolutely crazy. Because how can you be expected as a new entrepreneur to have that the amount of funds or cash even before you start your business and investing thousands and thousands even before you make money? And the way I did it, like over the years, I've been in many different businesses. Some of it I make money, some of it I didn't, and I've learned a lot. And the key is, which I'm going to be revealing really soon, what is the one hack. There is a way for you to be a money maker without all the fancy stuff, without all the sparkly objects, without all the high-tech gadgets. There is a way, because I've discovered it is something that I've used up until today, right this moment, and something that I want you to know. Before that, if you're going to grab a book, go and grab the book Moneymakers Today. It's available on Amazon for just 99 cents for the special launch, which I'm really excited about. And proceeds from today's launch will be donated to the Forgotten Children, Inc., which is a local charity on where I live. And their mission is to fight against human trafficking. And I remember there's this time when my friend and I went hiking with my kids. So our eldest sons are about the same age. So they're at the same age, at the age where they don't want to be seen with mommy anymore, because being seen with mommy isn't cool. So they would walk in front of us. So me and my friend here and our sons would walk in front of us. One is wearing an orange jacket and one is wearing a red jacket. So there's no way you can miss these two boys, right? So they were a distance, not too far, but we still can see them a distance in front of us. So they walk in front of us and we were, behind them. We walked and walked and walked. And then comes to a point where the hiking trail ends. When it ends, my friend and I were thinking, where's the boys? We couldn't see the boys. Like, it was at the end of the hiking trail and we couldn't see our boys. So we were like, where are they, right? We didn't see, there's only like one way, one track. It's just a single track. You go through that track, you come back from that track. But we couldn't find our boys. So obviously we started to panic. We started to go, I went to the right, she went to the left, I went back. And every person that we came across, we asked, have you seen these two boys? One wearing a red jacket, one wearing an orange jacket. And each and every one of them say, no, they haven't seen these two boys. So obviously my friend and I were like, our hearts just dropped, because all the things you can imagine went through our mind. What if they're this? What if they're that? What if they're that? And, some thoughts were like, I'm not going to even say it, but it was just so scary. And then, we kept asking people, have you seen them? We were ready to call the police, the rescue people, and everyone else. We were ready to go for it. But then, as I was coming back, my husband texted me and saying, the boys are at the car. My husband was at the car with my baby and my daughter. So my husband said the boys were at the car. So, and that's such a huge relief. Obviously the boys decide on that day they were going to play tricks with mommy. So they were grounded. But the thoughts that went through my mind, I'm thinking it was so scary. And then a few weeks after, I was in my room, I was being in my room, and I'm like, okay, I want my room to smell nice. So I bought a candle, candles. I bought a really expensive candle, so I light it up. And before that, I knew Moneymakers was gonna come out, and I'm like, God, show me the best place for me to make a difference with Moneymakers. And as soon as the candle arrived, I saw, like, in front of it, like the sticker right in front of it, lighting this candle in the fighting against human traffic. So every time I light the candle, I'm fighting the fight against human trafficking. So I'm kind of like, okay, that is my sign. That is my sign. That is the place for me to make a difference through my cause, through my book, to my message, to my platform. And that's why today all the proceeds that make from Moneymakers are going to be donated to the Forgotten Children Inc., a local charity here where I live, to the fight against human trafficking. And human trafficking is everybody's business. Because I remembered, as soon as I saw the sticker, the fight against human trafficking, I remembered all those things that went through when I couldn't find my son. So fight against human charity is everybody's business. So when you buy a copy for Moneymakers, for you, you're going to benefit so much because there's so many amazing things, practical, results-oriented things that I share in the book that is over 20 years in the making. I've been coaching for almost 20 years. And like I said, my entrepreneurship journey starts when I was way younger with my grandma. My grandma is very entrepreneurship. Okay, let's get started then about the number one hack. The number one hack that you can use to be a money maker. So here it is. You know, like I said before earlier, a lot of people overcomplicate things, overcomplicate in their business so much that it takes their eye from the main game. The main game in your business is to make money in your business by helping others. True, true. Let me repeat that again. The main purpose of your business is to make money by helping others, by offering your expertise, your advice, your skill set to other people. And in return for that generosity and expertise of yours, people pay you. True, true. Now, that's the main thing. But what happens is, you know, that's the main thing, but people overcomplicate this. They think in order for them to make money, you got to have website, you got to have a big following, you got to have a funnel, you got to have paid advertising, you got to have a big team, you got to have an office, you got to have a chair, you got to have this, you got to have the journal, you got to have the 20-year plan, whatever it is. It's too much. All those things, yes, it may be at some point important or an addition that you need, but that's not the main thing. And in my book, Moneymakers, on page, I've got the bookmark here on page 77, okay, page 77 here. And the key is simple. Simplify your business. And in the first page, in the quotes, I wrote that the first quote here. Keep things simple here. The first quote that you see in my book, keep things simple and the money will follow. Keep things simple and the money will follow. Simplicity is the best. Simplicity is the best. So what I'm going to be sharing with you is from page number 77, which is called Simple. The chapter is called Simple. Imagine, right? Your main purpose in business is making money by helping others. That's how the exchange, that's how the rule of money is. But if you add so many layers, unnecessary, complicated things, look, even making a website can be really stressful because it's tech stuff, or you need a particular technology to do a Facebook live stream, whatever it is. Adding those things are gonna make things so heavy for your business. So imagine carrying like 20 backpacks, 20 bags on your shoulder, carrying it every day, every day, every day. How are you going to get to the finish line the easiest, simplest, quickest way possible? It's going to stress you out. Like you're probably going to take years or weeks or however long. And that is not how business works. It truly isn't. If you go back to the fundamentals, that's what Moneymakers is about. You want to go back to the fundamental on what's really important in your business, and that start by making things simple. It's not by adding things that you win the game. It's by taking things out. Or throw away that backpack, throw away that backpack, throw away that bag, throw it away, throw it away, throw it away. Until you come to the one most important thing that you truly, truly, truly need in your business. And imagine just having to carry one backpack alone, right? Imagine just having to carry one bag alone. Do you think you can run faster when you have just that one bag that is light? Absolutely. It makes things easier. You're able to go faster. You're able to speed through things because there is no distracting things that's going to take you away from what really matters in your business. Okay, so in chapter 77, okay, in chapter 77, I wrote about there's 5 questions. There's 5 questions. If you haven't got the book, go and grab the book. There's 5 questions or that you can serve as a guideline in how you can simplify your business. My business, I've taken a lot of things out. I've simplified it. I've simplified because I have a busy lifestyle. I've got 3 kids. I've got a baby. I'm a mom. You know, I cook for my family. I take care of my family. I do the school run. I take care of my clients. It is a lot. So I can't handle anything complicated. If there is anything complicated, I'm going to run away from it. I'm going to run away from it. So these are the 5 guidelines. If you look on page 78 on Moneymaker, okay, you can ask yourself the following questions. What can you take out to streamline your business? It can be a process, a software, a system, or anything that you can think of. What can you take out? What can you take out? Not adding in, but what can you take out from your business? Okay. And the second question, if you can only do one thing and one thing only to get a particular result, what would that one thing be? So again, this is the guideline, page 78 on page Moneymakers. If you have the paperback, which is going to be coming up soon, it should be coming up soon, but you have the Kindle for now, and it's under the chapter Simple. And the third question that you want to ask yourself in order for you to be a moneymaker by applying simplicity in your business is, who do I need to let go to help my business go faster? Or what do I need to let go? Who or what do I need to let go to help my business grow faster? Again, it isn't about adding more things in. It isn't about adding another team member. It's about who or what can you let go so that you can make it easy for yourself to go faster, lighter, stronger, and quickest in your business. The fourth question, how can I make it easy for my clients to say yes to me? How can you make it easy for your clients to say yes to you? If you have a process on how you get clients, how can you make it easy for them to say yes to you? And one of the ways you can do is by eliminating a process or a structure or whatever it is. So the key here, simplicity, isn't by adding things and adding things and adding things that become so overcomplicated that nobody even wants to do it, right? But it's actually to take away things, keep it really simple. And that is what I asked myself. What is the one thing that I need to make it happen? If I can do this one thing and one thing only, what would that be? Because I haven't got time for 10 different. I haven't even got time to do 3 things. You know, in my business, it's usually in the morning. What is the one thing that I need to do this morning that's going to help me to make money today? What is that one thing? Like, it can be anything. So again, you know, I've given you some ideas, some practical, result-oriented, proven ideas in this book, Moneymakers, for you to review, for you to implement, for you to tweak, however that you want. But it really isn't about adding things, about having a big following, about having a website, about having paid advertising. It really isn't about that. I don't do paid advertising. At this moment, I have never done paid advertising in my business. I have mastered organic lead generation or organic client attraction. And so that means more money in my business, right? More money for me. And the more that I can invest in my business, in my community, in myself, in the people around me, and my family, what have you not. So the last part is page 78 in the guideline on how you can simplify your business and become a moneymaker quicker is how can I simplify my methods so my clients can get results faster and with ease. So again, how can you simplify your methods so that your clients can get results faster? So often we think about if we add too many things, clients are going to say yes to us because it seems that we're smart. But what you don't understand is that your clients, if possible, they've been having this problem, right? If you can help take care of their problems and solve their problems the quickest, simplest, easiest way possible, that's how you're going to win them. I'll give you an example in my business for my clients, for those who want to get into TV. So I used to teach them on how they can pitch, how they can access TV producers and all that. But reality is my clients are busy. They haven't got time to do it. So what I've done now is I'm like, okay, you want to get on TV, darling? No problem. I'll take care of it. You just show up on this date and this time. Done. That's how I help Gabby Puma, one of my clients, to get into NBC. Okay, darling, you show up at this time and this time and this time and this date, and that's it. This is what you're going to say. This is the question there is. This is this. You just show up and be your best. That's it. I made it easy for my clients. So again, how you can be a moneymaker is simplify by taking away things in your business right now. Not by adding things, not by overcomplicating things, but take away things in your business right now. The question again, simplicity. If I can only do one thing and one thing only, what would that be? Let me repeat that again. If I can do one thing and one thing only, what would that be? And I'll leave you with that. Simplicity in business. The number one hack to be a moneymaker is about simplicity. It's about keeping things simple. It's about focusing that one thing that is so important and critical that without it, everything crumbles. It's the one thing. What is the one thing that you can do to help your clients get results faster? It's not about overburdening, overcomplicating it just to look smart. You really can be a moneymaker really quickly by simplifying, by saying no, by saying thank you, by letting go of things, by letting go of people, by letting go of a process, of a system, of a whatever it is that you can. If you have like 100 offers, simplify it. Maybe have a couple. That's really, really converting. Simplify things, and I hope that is of value to you. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for your support. Remember to grab a copy of Moneymakers, available on Amazon. And like I said, the proceeds for the launch will be donated to the Forgotten Ink Foundation, which is a local charity of mine in the fight against human trafficking. Human trafficking is everybody's fight. It's everybody's fight. It's not just them. It's not just me. It's you, me, and everyone else. It is a real problem in our society alone. And it's just the trafficking of people and human and children is something that we should fight and stand up against. And as an entrepreneur, as a media expert, I'm using my voice through my book, through my platform, through my podcast, through my TV show, to everyone, to every platform that I can have, not only to give you value in how you can succeed in your business and in your life, but also to help our community, the way I feel it is how we rise is when we help others to rise. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to grab a copy of Moneymakers available on Amazon. Until the next episode, my name is Dr. Izdihar Jamil. Tell yourself, yes, I can. And so it is done. Thank you. Bye.